Many things to be balanced. This here podcast is for a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You never know. We might be talking about spirituality and wellness, relationships, whatever it is that you do to get your money, be it working somewhere, be it running your own thing, be it having a side hustle. It's all good over here. We are getting organized. We are handling our time management better, and we are having fun through it all. Because over here, it's all love, all light, and good vibes only. So, if you are interested in living, laughing, and learning, growing and glowing, drinking your water, and minding your own business, this is the perfect place for you. Hi, I'm Tiff, and welcome to the Life Unscripted podcast. Hey, bestie. Hey, boo. Hey, you and you and you. I am so excited to be here with you today for another edition of the Life Unscripted podcast by Organized Energy. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your time with me. You know, I always say, if you tune in often, you'll know that I always say that time is our greatest commodity, because once you spend it, you cannot ever get that thing back. Okay. So I appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me. I will not be long today. I have something really simple that I want to share. It's simple, but hopefully impactful, hopefully purposeful. So first of all, I want to say I have an email list, and I send out, my little rays of sunshine, if you will, to those who are part of my community, to those who are on my mailing list. So I send out an email, and usually I'm typically sharing some sort of business tidbit, some sort of tool or resource that I think you could really use or benefit from as a leader, as a founder, owner of a business, just as a person, a professional. So I just try to find things that I think are of use to you guys, and I send those things out. I do a little bit of a recap for the content that I've shared and, throughout the week or so, and just some other really goodies that I place in the email. And one of the most recent ones that I sent out, I got a flood of responses from. And it just did my heart so good, you all. You all just made me just elated with your replies. So one thing, as a quick little plug, if you're not on my email list, get on the list, because, that's how you get all the goodies that I send. So there's that. And the way that you can get on the list is you can go to my website, organizedenergy.co. That's organizedenergy.co. And when you sign up for grabbing those business tools that you can use, those resources you can use, there's a link. Actually, I'll tell you exactly. You can go to organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. And when you sign up to get those resources sent out to you, every so many days or whatever, you'll get a little list of resources that I, love or use or recommend for, running a business or organization or being a leader or being a professional or whatever. And from that list, I also send out the other email that I was talking about earlier. But all that to say, there was one in particular that I recently sent out and I got lots of responses on. And I want to kind of expand on that because apparently it was of interest. So let me go a little deeper on that. All right. So I basically, in that message that I sent out to some of you guys maybe a month ago, I don't know, I mentioned in it my words for the year. And I was just kind of sharing what my words were and, just kind of asking what their words might be or you all's words might be as well for the year, if you even have a word or two for the year, and so on and so forth. So that was kind of a part of the message. And so many people replied back like, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Now I've got to think of a word, or I love your words, or, whatever the case. So I want to kind of dive a little deeper into my words. So first of all, what I mean by words, let's start there, because some people might be like, what do you mean? And for others of you all who get it, one of those, if you know type of things, hey, just stick with me for a minute. All right. So when I say what's your word for the year, what I mean is if you have a word, and if you don't, that's okay. Let me explain. A word for the year, or the word for the quarter, or a word for the week, the month, or the day, or whatever, basically is what is that guiding word or thought, guiding principle that you're going to try to be more mindful of and be more intentional about implementing in the way you think, the way you speak, the way you act, the decisions you make, right? And so people kind of sometimes come up with a word that's going to be their guiding word for the year, or their word for the month, or their word for the week, or whatever it is, right? And so as I journal, I typically write these same 6 words down, kind of at the top of my journal, like in the upper left-hand corner of the page. I usually write love, light, laughter, purpose, best, consistency. And then I doodle in a little heart. I doodle in a little heart too. Okay. Let's not leave out the doodle, because that's important too, honey. Okay. So we got that established. That's what a word is. A word is like, what's the thing that you're going to be mindful of, that you want to do more of, or you want to kind of lead with as you make decisions and all those things. So with mine being love, that is self-explanatory. I want to be more intentional about sharing love, showing love, being open to receiving love, because, and then let me just kind of stop right there. Some folk do not know how to receive love. They may have never been loved properly before, or love may have hurt them in the past. And so they're skeptical when love is being offered, presented, given, showered upon them. And so sometimes people don't know how to accept that. They don't know what to take it for. They don't even know if it's real and all those things. And so it is very legitimate. It's very, it's a real thing to know that some people have to be intentional about being able to give love and how to receive love, because you just can't take for granted that a person knows how to do either or both. Okay. So love is one of my guiding words. Light is another one. I want to be a light. I want to be a light to others. I want to be a source of light to people around me, to my community, to you guys. So when I think about light and I think about the decisions I make and the words I say and all the things, I got to think, is this going to be shedding light for someone? Is this going to be, casting darkness in the room? Is it about to be a dark vibe based on what I'm about to say or think or do? Or is it going to give light? Am I contributing to darkness, or am I adding light? Again, in my demeanor, in my personality, in the things I say, in the way I'm looking, my countenance, my content I put out, just anything in any way. Is this light or is this darkness? And so that's a guiding principle for me. Just like for love, is this an act of love? Is this content that is filled with love? Let me tell you a quick little thing about love, y'all. My mom prepared, she fixed some food for some little kids, and they said, Nanny, this is so good. What'd you put in it? And my mom said, I put a little this, put a little that. She said what the ingredients were. And one of the ingredients, she said, and I put a little love in it. And they was like, this is good, Nanny. I can taste the love. So each time that she would fix food for this same group of kids, they would say, Nanny, I could taste the love in this. You put love in this today, didn't you, Nanny? And if it didn't taste good, they'll say, you didn't put no love in this, People can feel, baby, when you put love in something. You could be cleaning the house. You could be cooking food. You can be going about your business, doing whatever it is you do. People feel the love or lack thereof in whatever you're presenting to them. I don't care if it's a hello. You can give a stank hello. You can give a lovely hello. You can, whatever you do, it's evident if love was sprinkled on it or not. And so remember that. But anyway, as I digress, so we've got love and we have light, and my other word is laughter. I choose to laugh. Now let me just say, I'm not going to be superficial here. Like every moment is a moment to laugh. I mean, it's just not. However, I try to be intentional about my laughter more often than not. That means that dictates the content that I take in. I do not watch foolery that is. Now, some people love suspense, dramas, thrillers, murder mysteries and all that stuff. I'm not interested. There are certain TV shows and series that come on in movies, and they're like, y'all see that? Did you see that on Netflix? Did you see that on Hulu? Did you see that on blah, blah, blah? If it was going to be dark, if it was going to be crazy, if it was going to be something that was just not comical or romantic or warm and fuzzy, didn't see it. I actually don't watch TV a lot. I don't really consume a lot of television. I literally watch TV twice a week. One time I watch it on Mondays because I like to tune in to Bob Hart's Abishola and The Neighborhood. And those two shows come on back to back on CBS. And I love watching them because I laugh so much when I watch those two shows. The Neighborhood, which has Cedric the Entertainer and Tashina Arnold in it, and then Bob Hart's Abishola. And then the other time I watch TV is on Wednesdays. I look at Abbott Elementary for 30 minutes. So I look at TV for a total of an hour and 30 minutes a week, just enough to get a quick laugh. Now, I will tune in a little bit to maybe a game show or some kind of retro, like old school TV, something like that, like Three's Company or The Jeffersons, things like that. Alice, remember Alice? Who else? Stuff like that. I might look at that. Different strokes. I might see that on local broadcast TV with the antennas on my TV. Because I am just not interested in foolishness. I'm not. I want to laugh. If it's not going to create laughter for me, if it's not going to make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, if it's not going to give me hope for love, for family, for friendships, for restored relationships, like for something that feels good, I don't want it. So anyway, that's one of my words is laughter. I want to laugh. I laugh. That's what I like to do. I'm goofy. I like to be goofy. That's me, So I want to make sure that my day is infused with laughter, if at all possible, and that might come in different ways. I might look at and I do look at cartoons every once in a while too. So I do enjoy kids shows and cartoons just because, again, there's the innocence there, and the laughter that's there. So I do that. And I even like to look at the comic strips sometimes. I'll look up the comic strips online, and I like to get a good laugh from some of those, but all in all, I want to laugh. The other word that I use is purpose. That's the fourth word that I write down in my journal daily and in my planners and things daily. Purpose. I want to make sure that I am walking in, talking in, living in my purpose. Purpose is not always aligned with profession with some people. It should be, but it's not always. So sometimes people have a purpose, but they're not even operating in it. And that doesn't feel very good. It feels really odd. You feel out of place. You feel like you're wasting your time. You feel like you're spinning your wheels. You feel like you have some sort of success that you're attaining, but then it feels meaningless because you're like, this means nothing. I'm not really doing what I really love to do. It's like, you're a public success, but a private mess, And so I don't like that feeling. I've been there too many times. So I like purpose. I want to operate in my purpose. My purpose ultimately is to give glory to God in whatever it is I'm doing. That's all. That should be all of our purposes. And so, but we all have different gifts, and different ways we do that. And for me, you know what? That takes me to another conversation. It's probably going to take too long, so I won't go too far into it. But I will say, for me, that makes me look at what I do professionally differently. The aesthetics are different. What that looks like is different. What I'm concerned about is different. Some of the things that people are caught up in on social media are really like so silly. So superficial, so fake, if I will, so fake these days. There's perfection that people are striving for. Okay, whatever. There is this identity, there's this illusion of perfection in lives and perfection in relationships and perfection in your finances and perfections on the job and perfection in your business. Well, I don't know nothing about yours, but sometimes mine gets ugly. And that's just what it is. That's what it be, and so I can't be out here acting like it's perfect when, honey, it's not. It's not perfect all the time. It's messy. It is frustrating sometimes. There are tears that are shed sometimes. There's so much time spent on my knees all the time. I've got to pray. Got to be on my knees praying. And so it just doesn't look like it ain't. The math don't be mathing, y'all. It don't be adding up to what other people be putting out there for what their business and love life and finances and family and friendships and whatever be looking like. Mine don't be looking like that, So sometimes, my anxiety would creep up on me because I'd be like, what's wrong, sis? You ain't matching. Your math ain't mathing. It doesn't look like everybody else's. What's wrong? But then I had to come to the realization that half of that stuff out there is not real. It is fake. And if someone is experiencing perfection in any area of their life, congratulations and God bless you. God bless you. And I pray that at some point I will be there. But God bless those of you who are truly there. Okay. But in all that I say regarding purpose, I want to make sure that I am operating in every area of my life purposefully. And so my purpose, even for business and for my profession, is to help other people help other people. That's what I love to do. And so I help people do that by telling their stories, by helping them to teach what they know. And I do that by helping them to create and launch their own podcasts and their own books. Books and podcasts are kind of like the new business cards anymore. And if you have, something you've gone through, something you've experienced, good, bad, and indifferent, and is worthy of being told so that somebody can be inspired by it, somebody can be helped by it, God can be glorified by it, then that's what I want to do. I want to help you create a platform where many people can hear that. Many people can read that. People can be inspired. People can learn. People can, be encouraged by that. And so my thing is I love to help coach people either one-on-one or even by you picking up, my books or my on-demand courses and programs and things like that. But however you get it, I've got something for you to help you tell your story and teach what you know in the form of a book and a podcast. And then I teach you how to apply business principles to those things, to those platforms, so that you can establish them and operate them, in a way where you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's, so that you can, not only plan and launch, but scale those things and figure out, what do I do past this? What do I do? What else can I do with this? So that's what I do. That's just one of the things I do. The other thing when it comes to purpose, people say, pick a horse and ride it, pick a box and get in it and stay with that thing. And I don't believe in that, because that ain't what God did for me. He didn't give me just one thing. He's given me multiple gifts. And so while, I did just share one of them, the other one is I help people, just get their things together. part of my business name is Organized Energy. And with that, I like for things to be right, to be organized. If things are not orderly and organized like they should be, inside, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then physically around me and in my finances and in my romances and in whatever, things are not orderly and organized and just kind of right, like done right, the way they need to be done. The right energy just ain't flowing with me. I cannot function in chaos and in mess and in confusion and in clutter and all those things. It just cannot be because how can I be my best self and operate efficiently and optimally when things are a mess, So, that's one of my gifts. It's just the gift of just administration and being able to be orderly and organized and helping people to do things in an orderly way, as it pertains to the way they operate their businesses. So that's the other thing I do is just help people get organized, and with business operations and kind of figuring out what are some processes that we can implement? What are some systems we can use to help things flow smoothly for you so that you can work smarter and not harder. So that's where the organizedenergy.co/spill the tea, that free download or that free, that email list, that's where that comes from. That's why I send out things to help you in your business on that particular email list. I'm always sending out something like, did you know you can use this app or this program, that thing, whatever it is, product or service? This is going to help, this can help your business, that's why I do that. So God has given me multiple talents and I'm not going to say pick one thing and stick to it. No, because that's not how he created me. And in fact, I don't know if it's ADD or ADHD or whichever one, but my mind, I'm thinking about a million things at a time, And that's me. That is me. And that's what makes me me. And I embrace that. And you have to embrace the certain quirky things about you. People might not understand it and they might think, oh no, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Well, I don't work the way it's supposed to work, or the way it's supposed to be. I do what God tells me, I work according to the gift he's given me and the way that he's had me to carrying it out, and I want you to think about that. As you move around, as you do what you do, as you say what you say, as you think what you think, as you feel what you feel, as you put out content, as you lead people, as you lead a household, as you lead yourself, are you doing it with purpose? Are you doing it with, a spirit of love? And are you doing it in light? How often are you laughing? Are you being intentional about laughing? Child, do you even like to laugh? Because some of y'all don't want to laugh. Some people don't want to laugh now, baby. Let's not get it twisted. You can greet some people and they are not going to crack a smile at you. They don't want to smile. They do not want to. There are people who don't want to smile. I don't get it, but hey, anyway, but then the other thing is, and let me go back. Purpose is so big, y'all. That's why I said I ain't want to get the purpose. I could do a whole episode on, but I want to say this also. When it comes to purpose, things need to be in alignment with your assignment, with what God gave you to do, with who God created you to be. That means the people around you should be a part of your purpose. If they are not in alignment with your assignment, if they are not in alignment with your purpose, helping you to get further along in your purpose, the people, honey, the people, child, the people you date, the people you that you deal with in business, your clients, honey, listen, what they say, all money ain't good money. So some people you have to say, you know what, baby, this is not for me. This is not for you. And you might have to refund some folk. Okay. You might not can work with everybody, and that's all right. Okay, if it doesn't feel good and if they are not a part of your purpose and they're not in alignment with your assignment, that might not be your client, might not be your customer, might not be your boss, might not be your coworker, might not be your boo, might not be able to be your bestie, okay? Might not be able to be your neighbor, might not be able to be the place you want to patron as a customer. You might need to take your money somewhere else. I have to be purposeful with all that I do. As much as I can. Think about that. Just think about that. Okay. All right. Because we can go all over the place with that. Now, I don't want to linger because I want to get you on to the next thing you got to do. So let me move on. But we can talk about it, baby. All right. The fifth word on my words list is best. Am I doing my best? Is this thing that someone is presenting to me, offering to me, the best? Because, I've heard when I was a kid, they used to say good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. So that means there are levels. There are levels to things, right? And so it might be good, but that ain't best. And this is what I'm telling me, right? This is why I write down the word best every day in my planner, my journal, okay? Best. I got to remember that. I got to circle that. I got to underline that. I got to put little stars around that. Best. Because there are a lot of things that are good. There are a lot of people who are good. There are a lot of opportunities that are good. There are a lot of volunteer slots you can put your name in that are good. There are a lot of ideas for business or work that's good. There's a lot of places you can go. There's a lot of food you can eat. There are a lot of outfits you can put on your body. There are a lot of ways you can adorn your hair that are good. And then there's another level to that. There's better. There's better than good. There's people that's around you, that could be around you, that are a little better than the good. There's an opportunity to make some money. There's an opportunity to volunteer. There's an opportunity to spend your time doing something. There is a place you can go. There's a thing you can wear. There's something you can post online that's better than good. But is it the best for you? Is that person you're considering dating or marrying or having a child with or going into business with or taking on as a client the best for you? There is an opportunity to be friends with somebody, but is that the best kind of friends you can have? Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. 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 How you're showing up, what you're wearing, is it best? That thing you did to your hair, is it best? The way you want to spend your money or budget your money, was that purchase the best for your budget? The best for your financial goals? Whatever, all the things. You can fill in the blanks, but you get it, right? And so there's that. So I have to be mindful of that because, the decisions that you have to make throughout the day, the words you have to use, the emails you got to put out, was that the best way to say it? Was that the best way to put it? Was that the best smile I could share? Was that the best content I could put out? Was that the best whatever? Right? Okay, y'all get it. You get it, boo. You get it. And the last word is consistency. For me, consistency is just in anything. Results are not necessarily, the best results you're looking for are not necessarily going to come overnight or instantaneously. Sometimes you got to be consistent, be intentional about your consistency, and be consistent for a while. Keep showing up consistently. Keep praying about that thing consistently. Go back to the Lord about that person, that scenario, that situation consistently. Write about it. Journal about it. Work on it consistently. Go to the gym, work out if you're able, if your doctor says you can. I ain't telling you. I'm just saying in general. You cannot build a muscle if you just do something one time. You must go to the gym consistently. For those who can. This is not about you. This is not any medical advice. I'm saying in general terms for a conversation, for talking to Tiffany, talking to me, okay? Not telling you. But in general, I have to tell myself, if I want to see results, I must go to the gym consistently. I must eat this food, consume this vitamin, do whatever it is I need to do consistently, I have to pursue this opportunity, keep building this business, doing marketing, posting, whatever, consistently. Consistency is key. Not doing it one time thinking we're going to, be an overnight success, trillionaire overnight. We must be consistent. When you're courting someone, you can't just try to put, honey, shoot your shot one time. You have got to be consistent at treating this person well, at courting them, at spending time with them, at communicating with them, at whatever the thing is and whatever it requires. Consistently. So those are my words. Again, I write them every single day. Actually, not every day. I need to fix that. I write them in my journal and then I write them in my planner, and my planner is a weekly kind of planner. So I write that in the planner once a week. I see them every day because I go to the planner every day. So let me fix that, because I think I said I write that in my planner every day and I don't, because I have a weekly planner. So let me correct that. But the point is, I am mindful of these things on a daily basis, and I am intentional about making sure I have infused them into my day so that I can get what I need to get out of the days, and I can be who I need to be most of the days. Now, I ain't say everything's perfect, and I'm not who I need to be every day. It don't feel good every day, but I try to stay on track, and I try to continue to do what I need to do with consistency. So I hope that those words inspired you, and I hope that you have your own set of words. And it might not be 6 words. It might be 1, and that's all right. It might be 2. It might be 3. It might be a scripture that is what you use to guide you. It might be a quote. It might be something else, but these are just little simple ways that I'm inspired, because I know when I see love written down, I know what I mean by that. If I see light, these are like the little words that I see that gets me in order if I'm veering off track. When I see these words, this is like the measuring stick that I use. This is the standard that I use, so that as I'm making a decision, so that as I'm making a purchase, so that as I'm engaging with someone, so as when I have an opportunity to go somewhere or do something or be with somebody, I use these words as the measuring stick, the standard to say, if it doesn't measure up to these words, in the thought, what I mean behind the words, all the things that those words stand for me, obviously does it measure up to the standard that God has set in his word? I mean, that goes without saying, but, just saying with these words here, does this person, are they going to help me laugh more? Do they shed light? Do they give love easily? Do they walk in their purpose? Do they push me to my best? Are they pushing themselves to their best? Are they consistent in whatever it is? Because, or does this thing, this opportunity, this client, this whatever, do they meet these things right here? And if so, then I can proceed. And if not, I'm like, probably not. I'll probably not be there. That's how I do, y'all. You got to stand for something, or what will you do? What they say? Or you'll fall for anything, right? Okay. So I will not hold you. I will remind you that if you want to get on my mailing list to get some goodies and things emailed to you that you can use, some news you can use, some encouragement, some light, some love, some inspiration, go to organizedeenergy.co/spill-the-tea. Grab that free resource that comes to you every so many days for a little while. It doesn't go on forever, but because I try to just give you, one resource a day, and I do that over the course of several days or every so many days, so as to not overwhelm you, but to give you time to process what I've given you, give you a few days, and I'll send you something else. And that goes on for a little cycle and then that ends. But continuously, I keep you on my list so that I can send you out, goodies, news you can use, updates on new podcast episodes and content and opportunities to work with me and all the other stuff. So anyway, organizedenergy.co/spill the tea for that. Make sure that you subscribe to the platforms and that you follow and you hit those little notification bells. That's on YouTube, that's on Instagram, that's on LinkedIn. And then I ask that you share this content if it helps you. Hopefully it'll help someone that is close to you or someone within your network or your circles of influence. So if you have a newsletter that you put out, provide the link to this episode so that within your newsletter, you're letting your listeners, your readers, your followers, your community, know about this particular episode because it might help them, and so help people. It don't cost you anything to share. You can text the link to this episode or email the link to this episode or post a link to this episode on your social media platforms even so that somebody else can be inspired and be helped. That's what this is all about. It's just helping others, right? And if you need help with telling your story, establishing your platforms as far as a podcast or writing your book, and you would like to work with me on those things, check me out. Go to organizedenergy.co/mystory, organizedenergy.co/mystory, and you can get all the details that way. Okay, so organizedenergy.co/spill the tea for resources and organizedenergy.co/mystory to work with me. All right. I love you so much. I thank you so much. And I cannot wait until we do this again. So until then, in the meantime, in the between time, have the best and most blessed week ever. And I am out.